tax sale overages business. What is it? And most importantly, is it right for you as a choice to do something as an entrepreneur? I'm attorney Bob Diamond. I have what I'm sure is the largest overages business in the country. This year we have $6 million under contract so far, and that's sort of an average year for us. So I would say that, to me, I can tell you it's a great business, and it's a business that anybody can approach. Now, is there some knowledge that you need, like legal knowledge? Sure, I can give you all that. I'm an attorney, been an attorney since '95, so I'm happy to give you all that. But who is it you need to be as a person to do this business? And here's what I'll tell you. The person this is right for is, number one, someone that's actually motivated to make your life better. You know, no entrepreneurship venture is easy. Everything has challenges. Everything has good days and bad days. And you need to really have a good reason that you want to do this. So for me, I needed to be an entrepreneur. I do not like being in a cubicle. I don't like having bosses to answer to. I really like to run my own ship. So I did the corporate thing until 2005, until I just couldn't do it anymore. And I said, you know, I've got to do something different. I've got to do something that I run the ship. And overages is perfect for that. And why is it? Because overages is, number one, a very low-cost business to start. It's a business where you just basically need a phone, an internet connection, and either a computer is ideal or an iPad. That's the equipment you need for the business. And what you're going to be doing is you're getting lists of monies that are being held because properties were sold at a tax foreclosure auction, and the property sold for more than the amount of money that was owed for taxes. So just for example, if you had a house that was worth $200,000 where they owed $50,000 in taxes and the property sold for $100,000, well, the county collects $100,000 at the auction. They take $50 to pay for the taxes, and the other $50 remains for the former homeowner to claim. And generally these monies are in tens of thousands, occasionally hundreds of thousands of dollars of monies that are left over. And your job in the overages business is you reach out to the former owner and you say to them, hey, you know, I've got good news for you. There's some money that you're eligible to claim. Our company is in the business of helping people get their money for a percentage of what we recover. Would you be interested in talking about that? And we teach the overages business. I have a whole call script on it, but essentially that's the essence of it. You're reaching out to people, letting them know there's an opportunity to work with you on a contingent fee basis. And then when they say yes, and now not that all of them will say yes, they won't, but many of them will. When they say yes, then you're going to enter into a contingent fee agreement with them, meaning an agreement that you get paid when and if you're successful in getting money. And then you go and apply for the money. And then when the money comes, it'll come to you. You deposit in your bank account. You send them their portion and you keep your portion. Just today, I got a check for $35,000 doing this. And that's sort of a routine amount that's claimed. And what did we have to do for that? Well, we reached out and talked to the people and said, there's an opportunity. They said yes. We sent out a mobile notary with a paperwork package to sign them up. That paperwork came back. We mailed a claim into the county that was holding the money. We went back and forth with them a few times answering questions, and then they processed the claim and sent us a check. Whole process from beginning to end took about 4 months, which is, I would say, typical. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes a little longer, but I think 4 months is a reasonable expectation. And we're taking typically anywhere from 1/3 to 40% of the monies that we help recover. I modeled that after what contingent fee attorneys do, because as an attorney, I thought, well, that makes sense, and that seems to work for everybody, so that's what we do. And interesting things about this business, you don't need to be an attorney. This is not legal work. You're helping people apply for money held by a government agency. If you need an attorney, you can hire one, but generally you don't need them for this business. What I like about the business is also you're really doing good for people. You know, the people that we're dealing with, I call them like the widows and orphans of the world. These are people that have fallen on hard times. Maybe they had a medical problem, maybe they had a divorce, they had something bad happen. They couldn't pay their real estate taxes and they lost their house. And they think everything is lost. Because this information about overages is not common knowledge, so they think everything is lost. But I know, and now you know, everything is not necessarily lost. There are often big piles of money sitting there that they're entitled to. All they need to do is to know about the money and apply for it and just follow up. And you're definitely needed, I can tell you that too, because these folks are often, I would just call them as helpless as kittens. Yeah, they've really been kicked hard by life. It is very hard on people emotionally when they lose a house. They feel terrible. They feel badly about themselves. They're not like full of fight, like I'm gonna take on the government and get my money. No, they're just really leaving in shame and self-disgust and sadness. And they really need you to reach out and take the lead and help them. They just need that. Trust me. They're like flat on their back. They need you to pick them up and take them down to the next place. And you can make huge differences for people. The woman that you see this picture of, Carrie Johnson above me, she fell in hard times. She got injured in a terrible work accident, and she got put out of work, and she literally just went through all of her savings and all of her money and eventually couldn't pay her real estate taxes and lost her home. And it was a home she had inherited that had been in her house been in her family for 100 years. And it's just devastating. She ended up in a homeless shelter. So we went and we got her money. We got her specifically $32,000 to get her life restarted. And when I gave her that check for $32,000, honestly, you could have knocked her over with a feather. And this is a woman who literally the day that I gave her that check, she said, "You know what I have in my pocket?" And I said, "No." And she said, 80 cents. And she said, "I wanted to buy a cup of coffee this morning and I couldn't." She said, "I can't believe I'm sitting here with a check for $32,000 in my hand." She said, "I have 80 cents to my name." I said, "Not now, now you have $32,000 and 80 cents. Just to lighten up the mood a little bit. But anyway, she then rebuilt her whole life. She's now got a pension that she had earned at work. She's got disability payments. She's got Social Security coming in. She finally has her life back together. She has a place to live. She has a car. She has a normal life. As she said to me, because her and I still talk from time to time, she's like, I can't believe where I've come, from all the way down to nothing, all the way up to today having a normal life again. And thank you so much. So it's a great business. If you want to do something, we're really making a difference for these people that have just been flung to the streets and really had a hard time. It is a great business for that. Because the government's not going to tell anybody. And you might say, well, why doesn't the government tell people? Because the government gets to keep the money if they don't claim it. That's why. And this adds up to hundreds of millions of dollars that governments are keeping every year, because the stats are that 70% of the time the people don't get their money because they don't even apply for it. They have no idea there's any money there. So the government's perfectly happy to not say anything. Now, will they tell you that way? No. They're going to say, oh, if people apply, we give them the money. And I will tell you as a practitioner of this business, yes, that's true. If they apply, they get the money. But most of the time they don't apply, so they need you and me in this business to go and find them, let them know the good news, there's some money to claim, and then go and claim it and give them their portion. It is really an amazing business. Great business for good-hearted people, as I like to say. So if you want to know more about this, I put together a longer presentation. It's about an hour or so where I go in depth so you can help identify how does it work, what are all the ins and outs, what are the states it works in, those kinds of things, and is it right for you? So I put together a very detailed presentation. It's completely free to attend it. And there I'm going to show you about the business. And if you want to go further from there, I have courses and we do live events. I educate people on how to do this business because it's a very important business. The fact is there are 3,000 properties sold at tax sale every day in America. And 70% of the time when there's an overage, which pretty much when there's a house, there's an overage, those people are not getting their money back. So I want to bring more people in the business so we can help these thousands and thousands of people that don't have anything. I mean, our internal database of leads is right now over 14,000 leads and totaling over $350 million in money sitting there unclaimed. And we don't even cover the whole country. We're covering 18 states. So, there's a big opportunity. I'd love to support you if you're a good-hearted person that this business makes sense to. I'd love to teach you the business and support you. So your next step, number one, if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up. That way I know what kind of content you like. It helps me know what you like and what to give. And definitely subscribe to the channel because I'm always talking about tax deeds, tax liens, entrepreneurship, and great business opportunities like overages that you can get into without a big upfront investment where you can build them as sort of side businesses up into something big so they have less risk and more opportunity. And the balance between opportunity and risk is really beneficial to you as an entrepreneur. So definitely subscribe to the channel for that. And if you want to take the next step, what I want you to do is go down below this video and just click on the link. That's going to take you to a page where you can just register to see my presentation on overages, the full-length presentation where I really get into the details. Love to share this with you. If you're a good-hearted person who wants to make money, this could be just what you're looking for. But no matter what happens, whether you move forward or not, I hope that you found this video useful and interesting, and I hope that your search for a good business and for entrepreneurship leads you to a place where all your dreams are realized, where you have the life that you want, where you have all the best, and where you're not answering to some boss, where instead the sky is the limit on your success. So this is Attorney Bob Diamond wishing you all the best. Thanks for being with me, and we'll see you next time.